Good morning, everybody. My name is Callie, and if you haven't seen the flyers yet today, we will be making butterfly rings for arts and crafts. So there's only a few things that you need for this that makes it super easy. The first thing you'll need is you could use either colored paper. Today I will be using white paper, and we will be using markers as well to color it in. You could also use crayons or colored pencils, anything you want to color your paper. Next, you'll need a scissors to cut out your butterfly shape, as well as a pen or a pencil to draw out the butterfly shape on your paper. And then lastly, you will need pipe cleaners. And one thing that is optional, but I found that is a little bit more helpful, is to have tape or some type of glue adhesive to help with the butterfly. But as you can see, here is one I made before. This is what it looks like in the back, and then once you put it on, you have your little butterfly ring. But today I will be showing you a few different shapes of butterfly rings you can make, as well as a few different patterns, which can spark some creativity if you are going to make these as well. So we will jump right into it. The first thing I will do is I will take my writing utensil and we will draw out the shapes for the butterflies. So I will show you that. So I have these pretty small pieces of paper, a little bit smaller than my hand size. And to make the butterfly equal on both sides, I'm just going to be folding this over. And then what I'm going to do is on the edge that is folded, that is where I will be starting my butterfly shape. And the easiest shape that I found to remember is to draw a B or a 3, depending on. Alright, so here you can see my B shape. And that is what we'll be cutting out. Although I am going to bring it down a little bit more towards the center, as that is where our butterfly must connect. Alright, so I brought it a little bit more to the center, but for now we will cut this out and then we will work on decorating. So I'm just going to follow my line, and because my paper is folded, my other half of my butterfly will present itself. Alright, so as you can see, now when I open up my butterfly, I have 2 wings, and we will get decorating. The first one that I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a few colored markers that I have, and we'll just do completely random, and I'll just show you a few different things that you could do. One thing that I'm going to do as well is I'm just going to place a piece of paper underneath my butterfly so I don't write on the table. But what I am going to first do is I'm going to outline the butterfly. So I will be just going around the edge with this color. You could also make each side of the butterfly different if you'd like, as I did on this one. Or you can make the sides both the same. There are many different routes you could go with this. Whichever one you like, you can go. Alright, so as you can see here, I outlined the butterfly. And then what I'll be doing next is I'll be doing some designs on the inside. So I'll take our blue here and we'll just kind of go in with some circles or dots. So I'm just gonna do 2 random little designs right there. I am gonna do it on the other side to somewhat match our look, and then I will do the bottom a little bit different. We'll take our pink, and because I did say dots or stripes on the bottom, I'll add in some circles. Alright, so as you can see, this is what our butterfly looks for now. But I will color in the entire butterfly around our little designs. Something that also might be a little bit easier for you guys is if you choose a really light color and color that in as your base, and then you can always go back and fill it in as you go. That way you don't have to worry about going around different objects. You could also give your butterfly a name. Alright, so I'm going to make the halves of my butterfly different. So I stopped here with the yellow and orange color. And then I'm just going to continue the bottom half with this light blue color that I also used on the top. Alright, so now my entire butterfly is filled in, and what I will do next is I will create the stem for our butterfly. So as I said, we will be using pipe cleaners, so the first step is to get your pipe cleaner. And what I did when I was creating this is the first thing I did was measure my finger. So to do that, all I did was go around. You can go around once or you can go around twice. Today I'm just going to go around twice. And then what you want to do is you just want to intertwine those together. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger than what I would normally. And you're just going to pinch it around. That way it maintains its shape. And then on the second one, I will just go around again, and we can loop it through. That way the two will stay together. The next step in this is to go around the base of our butterfly. So we want the stem in front, but we also want our ring portion in the back. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just place this guy down. And as I said before, tape is completely optional. You can leave it without, it will stay, but I found it to be easier. I'm just going to take my first piece of tape and I'm just going to tape down the pipe cleaner right in the center on the back portion. So now when you are looking at the butterfly from the front, this is what we have. And from there, I will just be folding the front down. So it looks like this. And I will just be leaving it just like that. And then we'll go back in with another pipe cleaner. I'm going to use the same color. And to make the antenna, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of measure them out before, and I just bent them I made this V shape with the pipe cleaner, and then what you can do is you can just loop it right through this guy. At the top, you can twist it if you want to make sure it will stay in its place, and then you can shape them as you want. So you can either leave them straight like this. On the other one I showed you, I had them a little bent. But you can do anything you want. I will leave them bent for this. But as you can see, now when I put my ring on, this is what we have. And today I will be making one more for you guys. And so it looks more like a butterfly we know and may see around. I'm going to try to mock the look of a monarch butterfly. So for this, again, we want to fold our paper in half. And right on that crease of the line, we will be making the shape for a butterfly. So if you don't know, monarchs do have a different shape than that B formation. You obviously could do that B formation and then just change it, but the best way for me to show you this is I'm just going to draw it out first, and then you guys can follow. So it has a much longer top and a much shorter bottom, as well as in the design it does kind of come in a bit, but I'm just going to leave it like this. So kind of a funky looking B shape. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut along this line that I made. Alright, and we'll finish this off. Now when we open up our butterfly, this is the shape that we have. Again, I'm just going to place this underneath so we don't get anything on our paper. And monarchs are black and orange, as well as I might go in with a little bit of yellow, as sometimes they do have yellow as well. But the outer layer of a monarch is normally black, and they normally have white little lines and polka dots in them. So what I will do first is I'm going to go around and just create some circles around the top. That way when I go back in, I don't color them in. So I'm simply going to go around and do polka dots. Then at this top portion, I'm kind of going to make a little bit bigger ovals. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and then I will show you guys what I did. Again, switching over to the ovals. Okay, so as you can see, this is what I did on the top portion. I just did some circles. I'm going to go back in and do that on the bottom portion as well. You just want to go all the way down to the curve. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I am just going to go around these circles and fill in that outer portion just with black as I showed you before. Alright. So I'm just going to go all the way around the edges. I started here in the middle. And I'll kind of show you what I did here to guide my line, just to make it easier when going around. Is I don't want to get too much black on there, so I kind of lined our circles before. Now I will just go in and I'll go around each individual circle. That way it will leave those white dots that monarchs normally have. And if you do want to be more precise on this, you could always use a pen, or you could go back in with a white pen or a marker that would cover this black very well. But I'm just gonna fill around all of these circles. Alright, so now you can see on one side what it looks like when I went around all of them. I'm just going to complete this look again on the other side. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to first go in and kind of just line the outer edge of the circle. That way I can just fill in around that. So as you can see, that's what I did. And again, I'm gonna go back and just fill in all around the circles. It is a little time consuming, but I'm trying to go for the most realistic monarch look that I can. So we will be going a little bit slower. All right. I'll fill in this top portion. And after this, there's no more really tedious work. Getting around these circles is what will take the longest. So if you do have a white pen or marker that would cover over black, it would go much faster. But here is the outer layer now of your butterfly. The next thing you want to do is you want to start out at this center, and you kind of just want to start creating lines. So I made one going out and one going up. I'm then going to match that same pattern on the other side. So one going out and one going up, and I'm going to thicken that up a little bit. So now we kind of have separated our bottom portion from our top. On the top, I'm just going to do a few more lines. I'm just going to go straight out from that line I just created. Just like that. And then on the bottom, you kind of want to follow the pattern and shape of your bottom portion. So I kind of created 2 loops on the bottom, just like that, and I will be mocking that same look on the other side. Alright, so that is what the bottom portion looks like, and then from there, I will just be going out with some straight diagonal lines all the way down. And then I will be doing that on the other side. And sometimes monarchs do have these little dots down below. So on one of your lines on the bottom, you could choose which one, just to kind of put in this little marking. And monarchs in the middle are normally black. So I'm just going to fill in this line, although it will be covered with our pipe cleaner. But for now, I'm just going to go in and fill in our butterfly. For these top oval circles, I will be filling in the top 2 orange. So I'll show you what that looks like. And then I will be filling in the bottom 3 ovals that I left with yellow. Just like that. And then I'm going to go in with the remainder of my orange, and I'm going to fill the top portion in. I am going to be leaving all these circles on the side white, as that is the pattern that monarchs normally have. Alright, so as you can see, my orange on the top, and I'm just going to continue that onto the bottom. And there's no way that I can really blend these colors, although I am going to kind of on the top, I'm going to zigzag some lines down, and then I am going to finish out the monarch by coloring in the bottom yellow, as that is traditionally the markings that monarchs have, is they're not always one color. They do normally have some differences in their coloring. So I'm just going to finish in this bottom half yellow. And it will look just like that. So for our stems of monarchs are normally black, but I do not have black pipe cleaners, so I will be using an orange one. And we will follow the same pattern we did for the last one. So I measure my finger first, I do it a little bit bigger, and then I just go around that first time. I go around that second time and take it off, and I'm just going to loop it right through so it stays on. And then we will place it in the back. And the first thing that we'll do is we'll just take a piece of tape and we will tape it right down to the back. That way it stays nice and good. And then what you're going to do from there is just kind of loop it back around as we did on the first one. And then if you do end up having any excess, you can cut that off. I'm going to do that in the back. And then I'm just going to tape down that end. On the first one I showed you, we didn't have any excess, so it didn't require this step, but this one we will. And then, again, just to make that stem, we will be just making that loop in that V shape. In our pipe cleaner, we will cut that to size, and then you can loop that right in between the main portion of the body. And you can either leave these straight like that. I'm going to turn them again as I like that look a little bit better. And then from there, we can put our ring on, and this is what we have. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was super fun to make, and you can go many different directions with it. But I hope you guys have a great day, and if you end up making this, please post your pictures down in the comments below. I would love to see them. Have a good day.